how's it going there, my fishing friends? So check this out. I did some more upgrades on my kayak, and I'm gonna go try it out. I haven't tried it out yet, right? So I'm gonna show you here in a minute. It's kind of cool. I'm kind of excited to check it out. I'm not sure how this setup's gonna work, but if it doesn't, maybe I'll go another route. So I ended up getting me a trolling motor for this thing. I got tired of doing all the paddling. Whenever I would go and put in a lake, generally if I go into a creek or a small river, it wasn't so bad. But when you go into some of these lakes, the ones that I go to are no wake, or they may have a 9.9 minimum. There's like 4 or 5 of them within an hour of me, and that's the ones that I go to. The only thing is I was finding myself not wanting to get too far from the boat ramp, just do a lot of fishing, because with the winds and the current changes, and it was always a lot of work to get back to the boat ramp. And I usually, when I go out, I'll be out all day long. So I just decided to spend a little money and get a trolling motor. So I got a Newport Vessels trolling motor. It's a 36-pound trolling motor, and it's for a kayak. It's a very short one. I'm gonna go ahead and show you here. So this is just how I store my kayak. I've got the pulleys up there screwed into the wooden beams. I mean, this thing works great. It really does. It holds a lot of weight, and I just keep it tucked up there when I'm not using it, and I lower it down. So at this point, I just kind of got it, waist high, so I can get this kayak set up. Now, I bought all of this stuff, and I'm going to go over this with you and kind of show you what I purchased. I bought this about 2 months ago, and I got it rigged up a few weeks ago, and I haven't taken it out yet. So I'm going to actually take it out and see how it works out. So I definitely got the short shaft for kayaks. It weighs about 20 pounds, this whole trolling motor, and really the most of the weight's just right here on the bottom where the motor is. It does come with an LED setup here that shows you the voltage of your battery. It's really cool. Kind of goes from low to high. They do make one just like this that's 55 pound, and I thought about getting that one, but honestly a 36 pound is going to use less battery, and for what this thing weighs fully loaded, this is plenty. Plus, it was more money, and I was trying to stay within a budget to purchase everything. So the trolling motor, I ended up going with this side mount. The reason why is, this kayak, they do make an optional trolling motor mount for the back. You replace this with a trolling motor mount, and man, I think it's like $70 or $80 just for that. Well, I got this, I can't remember exactly. I got everything on Amazon, and I believe I paid, man, I think it was $40 or $45 for this. Now, it does come with some mounting brackets that you can mount, one on one side, one on the other, that would attach to this shaft here. That's one way of doing it. Or it's got this big thick foam that's wrapped around this shaft. You can stick it in rod holders, specifically flush mount. So that's what I did. I already had flush mount rod holders here, so I just stuck it in, and I got it in as far as I could go. This is fully adjustable, so I did have it kind of level, but with the weight of this, it's obviously kicking it back a little bit, and it's got a little bit of flex because of the foam pad that wraps around it. but I can adjust that depending on, once I get it in the water, depending on what this does, I can adjust it. This is a lever right here. I can flip this lever and I can tilt it up to get it out of the way. So the reason I didn't go with the back one is because you're constantly got your arm twisted around backwards here to control it. Even though they have some extension bars, and they've got some of them that are angled so they can come out this way, but you're still limited to turning. And then if you ever had to get in a situation where you had to flip this thing up, you can't get to it. And there's some other guys that set up some trolling motors with cables. There's all kinds of stuff, and honestly, you spend a lot more money. So I just thought I'd try this out for what this cost. It's worth it. If this doesn't work out for me, I may go a whole nother route. Honestly, I wouldn't mind having it in the front. You know, there's some guys that actually use bow-mounted trolling motors up here with foot controls or remote controls. How much, you know, depends on how much money you want to spend. Well, this one's not really set up too good for a bow mount. I mean, I guess I could probably get it to work, and that may be what I'll do, you know, in the future. But for now, I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna see how it works, and I'll show you the battery I got. So I didn't want to go with no heavy battery, and I didn't want to go with an acid battery. So I got a lithium iron phosphate deep cycle. This thing weighs 20 pounds. And I don't know how they pronounce that name, but I'll just kind of show you here. And I can leave a link in the description below, you know, on all the information on this. So there again, I bought this off of Amazon too. Now this one is 100 amp hour, which honestly is overkill for what I've got going on here. But I don't want to have to worry about the battery going dead on me. I fully charged it. It's ready to go. And from what I've been reading, that battery is probably going to last me, if I run this thing all day long, and it depends on high, low, or whatever, I can get 2 or 3 days out of that battery on this trolling motor. So there's, you know, there's some guys out there that are running a bigger trolling motor. They'll run a 50 amp hour, and they can go all day long with that. So I figured with 100 amp hour, and that's actually considered a mini. It fits perfect inside a milk crate, as you can see. And I just had these styrofoam pieces. I just cut it in half. I stuffed one down one side, one on the other, and I got a strap right there. That thing is not going anywhere. And I also added 2 more flush mount rod holders, one on this side and one on that side, because I didn't want to lose my rod holders. And then obviously I needed the space back here, you know, that wouldn't get in the way of this bar. So, and I also added 4 more rod holders, one in each corner, and I went and added them to the sides, of course, because I knew I was going to have this butted up all the way against this rod. So that gives me, you know, 4 more holders. And what I normally do is I always have a rod blade here, a rod blade on that side, and then I'll have one in each in the back. I only use this one generally when I'm catching a fish or whatever, if I had to unhook the fish. And so this way I don't have to have them laying on the sides anymore. I can put them in here. So I also got those off of Amazon. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. These things have some really good reviews, and I think this one's going to be fine for this. I'm just kind of curious to see how it's going to work kicked off to the side. Some guys say that it makes your kayak track off to one side, but if that's the case, I guess you could just kind of keep this angled whichever way you want. And I've got it out far enough here so when I turn it all the way, it won't come in contact with the bottom. And it's pretty much as low as you can go. I can raise this up. It's got a collar right here. I can raise it up, but if I raise it up, it's going to come in contact if I turn too sharp, and I don't want to do that. Let's see. So since this has a dorsal fin on the back, I'm going to see how it's going to work with it down. That might help me track better, or it may hurt me when I try to turn. And if it does, then I'm going to just flip it up. Okay, I can just flip this up. Okay, and once I do that, it may help me turn better. But anyway, I'm gonna see how that works. See if it works any better. Now, as far as charging the battery, you definitely have to have a battery charger for that type of battery. And so I purchased this from the same company. Also got this off Amazon, and it worked great. It's for that type of battery, and there's a whole spec on it. So the output on this thing, it will put out 14.6 volts at 20 amps while it's charging the battery, and that's what that battery is called for. It will fully charge the battery up. Once it charges, this thing automatically turns off. It's got LED lights. Where are they at? It's got LED lights. It tells you, depending on how they're on, what color, whether it's trickle charging, full charging, or if it's off. And it just worked great. I charged this when I first got it, and it's been probably 5 weeks, maybe 6. And you know, of course, it wasn't hooked up. Once it was fully charged, I unhooked it. That battery's been sitting for 5 or 6 weeks, and I checked it. Full charge is 13.8 volts, 100%. And I checked it this morning, and it was at 13.29. So it's actually at like 98%. There's actually a chart that tells you what the voltage of the battery is, depending on the charge rate. And it was at 98% or something. So it's almost at 100%. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I want to just see how this thing works out, and I want to do another video out on the water with this thing. So for now, so what I did is I just put some big zip ties, one here and one there, and I just have it running through. It's got this thing even comes with a 40 amp circuit breaker too, which is really nice. But obviously, I don't know if I want to keep this on when I transport this. I could, when I put this in the back of my truck, I can flip this up and keep it on. But I don't know if I want to do that, because with hitting bumps and stuff, this thing's going to rock, and I don't want to break the kayak or anything. So I am going to take it off. And since I'm going to be taking this thing on and off, I think what I'll do is I'll get some Velcro. I'll just get a Velcro strap, because I don't want this cable just flopping around. I mean, I could just kind of wrap it around here, I guess, when I put it on. But it would be faster for me to get a Velcro strap here, a Velcro strap there, and then I just run it like I got it. I don't want to spend a bunch of time getting this thing rigged up when I get out on the water. So that's pretty much it. Of course, up here I always put my my tackle. I've got a soft bag tackle box. I kind of stick it up under there, that way I can pull it back when I need it. It's going to be a lot better. I don't have to get the rods laid out here no more. I can put all the rods in here, so that'll give me some more space. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, oh, and of course, I don't know, I think this is pretty much in every state in the United States. I'm not sure, but in this state, Kentucky, you have to get it registered, even with an electric trolling motor. Which honestly, I think it's ridiculous. And it doesn't matter what it is. It could be, it could be it could even be an inner tube. And if it was an inner tube and you had a trolling motor on that thing, you got to get it registered. So I had to get it registered, but it wasn't much money. So it was all good. And I went ahead and went with the same color as what comes on it. I just wanted to kind of keep that same color theme going, because these orange letters come on it, and then they've got the orange straps and stuff. So I just went ahead and just got the same color. I just thought it would make it look, you know, pretty decent. So all right, well, I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate you guys checking this out. It's not gonna be a very long video, but I will, once I get out on the water, I will do another video, and we'll look at this thing and we'll try it out. All right, I do appreciate you guys checking the video out. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell so you can get more notifications. I'm gonna try to get some video out this year. Since I got a trolling motor, I want to try to get out on the water a little bit more this year. All right, now I am going to get a trailer. I can tell you that right now. I've been looking at some little jet ski trailers, some used ones, and there's some pretty nice ones out there. Some people are trying to get a lot of money for them. So once I get a good deal, I'm gonna get me a little jet ski trailer, and I'm gonna set this thing up on a trailer. That way I don't have to get it in and out of my truck. I think if I can keep a lot of the stuff rigged up on this on a trailer, it'll be much easier getting it in and out of the water. So all right, well, I've gone on long enough. I appreciate it. We'll catch you on the next video.